Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Saturday, January 22nd, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Cincinnati Bengals vs Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans entered the divisional playoff on a 3-game winning streak. The Titans did lose 2 in a row later in the season, including an upset home loss to the Texans, but won their final 3 regular season games, highlighted by a 2017 win against the 49ers. The Titans were labeled 11-point favorites in a narrow 28-25 road win in the regular season finale against the Texans. Tennessee has covered the spread in 3 out of their last 5 games overall. Ryan Tannehill doesn't attempt a ton of passes on a team that prefers to run. The 33-year-old QB is having another efficient season, recording 37-34 passing yards, accompanied by a 21-14 TD to int ratio. Tannehill has gone 3 straight games with tossing an interception. This one is going to be a clash of styles. Cincinnati has a wide-open passing attack with a combination of Chase, Boyd and Higgins, making life miserable for opposing defenses. The Bengals did a ton of damage through the air and get a shot at a Tennessee team that finished 25th in the league in passing defense with 245.2 yards per game. On the flip side, the Bengals were 5th in run defense as they allowed 102.5 yards per contest, and that's the bread and butter for Tennessee offensively. Tennessee is going to have to get pressure on Burrow, who was sacked 51 times in the regular season and twice in the playoff game with the Raiders. The Cincinnati Bengals have won their first playoff game since 1991 and now head on the road for the divisional playoff. Cincinnati went a solid 5-3 on the road this season. The Bengals were tabbed as 6-point favorites in last week's 26-19 home win over the Raiders. Cincy has now won 4 out of their last 5 games overall, with the only loss in that span occurring in Cleveland. The Bengals have covered the spread in 5 consecutive games. Well, Joe Burrow was tremendous in his postseason debut, registering 244 passing yards and 2 TD passes. The former first overall pick is peaking at the right time, sporting a stellar 10-0 TD to int ratio in his last 3 games. Burrow tallied 46-11 passing yards, accompanied by a 34-14 TD to int ratio in the regular season. The Bengals usually run frequently but didn't last week. They probably won't run a lot in this one against a good rush defense. Joe Mixon had a great season, accumulating 1,205 yards and rushed for only 48 yards last week. Our first betting pick will be Tennessee Titans minus 3.5 points. This season, the Titans are 24th in the league in passing offense with 201.1 yards per contest and 5th in rushing offense by averaging 141.4 yards per game. Tennessee stands 15th in the league in scoring offense with 24.6 points per game and 6th in scoring defense by allowing 20.8 points per game. Ryan Tannehill is 357 of 531 passing for 3,734 yards with 21 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. He's 4th on the team with 270 rushing yards plus 7 scores, though he has been sacked 46 times already this season. Derrick Henry leads the team with 219 carries for 937 yards and 10 touchdowns this season. Donta Foreman, 133 carries, 566 yards, 3 TD, and Dontrell Hilliard, 56 carries, 350 yards, 2 TD, have carried the load with Henry on injured reserve. A.J. Brown leads the team with 63 receptions for 869 yards, plus 5 scores on the year. Julio Jones, 31 catches, 434 yards, TD, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, 38 grabs, 476 yards, 4 TD, and Chester Rogers, 30 receptions, 301 yards, TD, are over the 250-yard mark in receiving yards this season. Michael Badgley was 1 of 2 on extra points and missed his lone field goal try this season. Randy Bullock is 42 of 45 on extra points and 26 of 31 on field goal attempts with a long of 51 this year. For the year, the Bengals are 7th in the league in passing offense with 259 yards per contest, while they are 23rd in rushing with 102.5 yards per game. Our second betting pick will be over 47. Quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Green Bay finished the regular season 10th in total yards, with an average of 365.6 yards per game. The Packers rushed for an average of 111.8 yards per game, which was 18th, and passed for an average of 253.8 yards per game, which was 8th. Green Bay scored an average of 26.5 points per game, which was 10th, and turned the ball over only 13 times, which was second best. Aaron Rodgers passed for 4,150 yards with 37 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, while A.J. Dillon rushed for 803 yards and 5 touchdowns, and Aaron Jones rushed for 799 yards and 4 touchdowns. Green Bay's leading receiver during the regular season was Davante Adams with 123 receptions for 1,553 yards and 11 touchdowns. This is the best matchup of the weekend. You have the number 1 seed in the NFC in the Packers against the hottest team in the NFC in the 49ers. The Packers are an interesting team in that they have the best record in the NFL, but are not near the top in the NFL in point differential. In fact, they are only slightly ahead of the 49ers this season, despite the Niners finishing at just 10-7. The Packers have won a number of close games and could easily be a 10-7 team as they are a 13-4 team. Of course, I can't discount how important Rodgers is to that equation. With that in mind, here is my case for the 49ers covering the spread and potentially winning this game outright. Pass rush. With or without Bosa, the Niners have a very good pass rush. If Bosa is able to go, it will be a huge advantage, of course. The key to the Niners' strong play down the stretch was the ability of the front four to get pressure on the quarterback without having to blitz. This has allowed the Niners to protect their subpar secondary with extra DBs and linebackers playing the seams. First way a team can beat the Packers contain Rodgers with just the front four. A team has to be able to get pressure without blitzing and allowing him to pick you apart. Rushing attack. In the first game, Mitchell was not available due to injury and it showed. The Niners never established the run and wound themselves down by 17 points late in the game. In addition, at that time, the 49ers didn't feature Samuels as a regular in the running game. He carried the ball 2 times in that game for 0 yards. Expect to see a much heavier dose of Samuels in this game, as well as 25+ carries from Mitchell. The second way a team can beat the Packers limit Rodgers' time on the field. He's going to make plays. If you can run the ball, you can limit the amount of time he's on the field and can do damage. The Niners need to run the ball early and often against the Packers' 11th ranked run defense and keep Rodgers off the field. Don't turn the ball over. Rodgers will unlikely turn the ball over. In the last 7 games, Rodgers has 20 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. He's thrown just 4 on the season. For the Niners to win, Jimmy G has to protect the ball. The best way the Niners can do that is limit his attempts. When these teams met in Week 3, Garoppolo threw the ball 40 times because the Niners fell behind big. If he throws it 40 times in this game, it will be back to Green Bay for the NFC Championship game for either La or TB. I think the Niners are playing the best football in the NFC right now. They endured numerous injuries this season and struggled with finding an identity as a result. With Mitchell fully healthy and Samuel's role expanding, the Niners know who they are now. They are going to beat you up physically with an outstanding front four on defense, and they are going to beat you up physically with a stout offensive line and dynamic runners on offense. Our first betting pick will be San Francisco +6. And our second betting pick will be under 47.5. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.